Episode 1: Global Treasury Liquidity Solutions, Notional Polling versus Physical Cash Sweeping. Section 1: Executive Hook and Product Taxonomy. Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In modern corporate finance, capital efficiency is currently constrained by gross capital volume. Rather, it is choked by balance sheet fragmentation. Multinational enterprises operating across diverse jurisdictions typically face a severe structural friction. Structural cash traps and cash trap. While a subsidiary in Germany holds 50 million euros in surplus overnight cash earnings marginal central bank deposit yields, an operating subsidiary in Singapore or the United States draws on expensive revolving credit facilities at benchmark rates plus hefty credit spreads to fund immediate working capital requirements. This operational asymmetry creates negative interest rate carry, blurs consolidated leverage metrics, degrades credit ratings, and incurs substantial unnecessary borrowing costs. Corporate banking, cash management, and liquidity solutions exist precisely to eliminate this structural inefficiency. At its core, enterprise liquidity management operates across two primary structural paradigms: physical cash concentration, commonly known as cash sweeping, and multi-currency, multi-entity positional pooling. While both architectures aim to achieve centralized treasury control, minimize external trade surveillance, optimize interest differential, and maximize investment returns on group liquidity. Their legal, regulatory, operational, and tax architectures are fundamentally distinct. Physical cash sweeping involves the genuine legal transfer or title to cash balance from participant accounts into a central master header account. This transfer creates explicit, legally enforceable intercompany loan balance between corporate entities governed strictly by intercompany loan agreements. Transfer pricing rules outline interest convention and jurisdictional withholding tax regimes. Sweeping structures include zero balance accounts, where end-of-day balance are weighted out entirely to a zero-ledger target balance account, where an operational buffer remains locally, and trigger-based sweeping, where fund flows are activated only when specific cash thresholds are breached. Conversely, national pooling is non-transfer treasury overlay. In a pure notional pool, funds remain strictly within the legal bank's account of individual participating subsidiaries. No intercompany loans are created and no cross-border title transfer occur. Instead, the partner corporate bank virtually aggregates all debit and credit balance across the pool participant to calculate a single net interest position. The institution compensates surplus account and change deficit account based on the consolidated net exposure, passing interest optimization directly back to the group without generating cross-border transactional frictions. However, executing their structure require navigating stringent regulatory, legal, and operational hurdles. Notional pooling requires joint and several liability guarantees across all participants, triggering several capital adequacy implications under Base 2 and 4, as well as strict legal scrutiny under corporate benefit doctrines and bankruptcy laws across multiple jurisdictions. Physical sweeping, on the other hand, demands absolute adherence to OECD transfer pricing guidelines, BPS, base erosion, and profit shifting action for limitation on interest deductions, automated treasurer's ledger accounting, and bin capitalization rules. Understanding these mechanical frameworks is essential for corporate treasurers, institutional bankers, and chief financial officers seeking to institutionalize architectures across global footprints. Section 2 of Core Operational and Financial Mechanics. Physical cash concentration, zero balance accounts, and sweep engines. The mechanical foundation of physical cash sweeping relies on automated and off-day sweep engines execute across multi-tiered corporate account hierarchies. In an enterprise cash concentration structure, the architecture consists a master header account typically owned by a dedicated treasury center or in-house bank and multiple subsidiary operating accounts across operating business units. The transactional sequence executes across clear synchronized pace. 1. Intraday operation. Local operating entities collect customer receivables and dispute vendor payments within their designated accounts throughout daily clearing cycles. 2. Cut-off and calculation. At the designated cut-off time, the bank's or engine computes in the intraday ledger bank balance of each participant account. 3. Execution of sweeps. For surplus accounts, the engine initiated an automated credit transfer sweeping all funds in excess of zero or the defined target balance upward to the master header accounts. For deficit accounts, the engine initiates an automated debit transfer of funding sweep from the master header account downward to cover the overdraft, returning the participant balance to zero. 4. Intercompany ledger generation. Because legal title to money moves across distinct legal entities, every sweep generates an equal and offsetting debit or credit on the company's enterprise resource planning intercompany account ledger. Physical sweeping can be structured domestically or cross-border. When sweeping across border accounts denominated in different currency, automated cross-currency sweeps execute real-time or end-of-day fixed conversion through automated algorithmic fixed hooks. Alternatively, funds are swept into single currency, either accounts within regional treasury centers such as London, Singapore, Amsterdam, or Luxembourg, centralizing currency exposure for execution by the enterprise treasury trading desk. National polling, balance aggregation, and verbal offsetting. National polling operates through sophisticated verbal netting matrices without moving actual funds to participate. Legal entities maintain their domestic accounts with the polling profiling by either locally or through remote branch booking. The interest mechanics function through compensatory net interest allocation. Without notional pooling, Sub 1 earns minimal interest on its credit balance, 60 million US dollars, 3.5%, 2, 2 million US dollars, while Sub 2 and Sub 3 pay substantial borrowing spreads on their overdraft position, 35 million US dollar, combined 6.5% is 2,275,000 US dollar, resulting in a net negative group interest carry of 175,000 US dollar per year. Under an integrated national pool, the corporate bank offsets the 35 million US dollar deficit directly against the 60 million US dollar surplus. The net position of 25 million US dollar earnings interest at the corporate deposit tier rate. The bank charges no overdraft credit spreads on the neutralized 35 million US dollar, completely recapturing the 30 the 300 basis point bid ask spread. The bank calculation engine applies an interest reallocation module, mathematically computing the interest that would have accrued to each entity and applying a systemic corporate rebate charge back to the respective entities, or concentrating the net benefit directly into the designated pool leader balance sheet. In multi-currency national pooling, the balance aggregation occurs across distinct currency ledgers, mapping United States dollar surplus against euro and Japanese yen deficits. The bank established a single base currency, typically US dollar or euro, for consolidated exposure calculation. The bank computes the real-time mark-to-market fixed equivalent of its foreign currency sub-account to determine net aggregate interest without requiring physical fixed conversion. The corporate group maintains native currency liquidity, avoiding physical conversion cost and slippage, while systematically eliminating interest rate drop. Section 3. Underwriting legal, tax and covenant frameworks. Basel III and IV capital implication and bank credit risk. From a commercial bank's balance sheet test perspective, physical, sweeping, and notional pooling carry radically different regulatory capital and credit risk weight. Under Basel III and IV leverage ratio and net stable funding ratio requirements, banks are penalized for balance sheet inflation. In a notional pool, if a bank cannot legally enforce balance sheet offsetting, it must report both the gross deposit liabilities and the gross overdraft assets 35 million on its regulatory balance sheet. This increases the bank's risk-weighted assets and impacts its leverage ratio. To qualify for off-balance sheet netting under IAS 32 International Accounting Standards and Basel Prudential Guidelines, the bank must possess an unconditional legally enforceable right of sheet of across all participant accounts under all conditions, including the insolvency of any pools member. The participating corporate entities must execute a comprehensive cross-guarantee and set of agreement, joint and several liability agreements, explicitly cross-collateralizing all participant obligations. 3. The entities and the bank must demonstrate the operational intent to settle the accounts simultaneously or on net basis. Corporate law, corporate benefit doctrines, and ultra vires. The requirement for cross guarantees in notional pooling creates major corporate legal issues across civil law and common law jurisdictions. The corporate benefit doctrine in jurisdictions such as Germany, Capitalhaltung, France abuse the social rules, and various Asian jurisdictions, a corporate director owns a strict fiduciary duty solely to the specific legal entity the managed, not to the broader corporate group. If a solvent operating subsidiary pledges its balance sheet to guarantee the overdraft of sister entity in another country without clear, tangible, and proportional compensation, the guarantee is vulnerable to being declared ultra vires. Director face personal civil and criminal liability for asset dissipation, insolvency, and clawback provisions. If a deficit participant enters bankruptcy, the bankruptcy trustee will immediately challenge the bank's right of set off, arguing that debiting the surplus of a solvent entity to cover an insolvent entity that constitutes an unlawful preference or fraudulent conveyance. To mitigate this risk, banks and corporate groups must execute formal intercompany guarantee-free agreements compensating surplus entities, market guarantee fees for balance sheet exposure, and embed this explicit limitation language capping guarantee exposure to the entity distributable net assets. Tax architecture, transfer pricing, and withholding tax. Physical cash concentration fundamentally alters intercompany debt structure and is subject to rigorous international tax governance. 1. OECD transfer pricing and arm's length interest. When funds are swept from Sub A to the Treasury Center, Sub A has effectively extended an unsecured corporate loan. The Treasury Center must remunerate Sub A with an arm's length interest yield reflection Sub as opportunity cost and the credit profile of the borrowing entity. However, unfairly deficit entities receiving funding sweeps must pay arm's length to borrowing rates. Treasury cannot apply 0% interest sweeps across cross-border entities without triggering several transfer pricing adjustments and penalties during tax audits. Withholding tax optimization. Cross-border intercompany interest payments frequently incur withholding tax ranging from 5% to 30%. Corporate groups structure their treasury centers in jurisdictions with extensive double tax treaty networks and European Union interests and royalties directive jurisdictions such as the Netherlands, Luxembourg, the UK, or Singapore to minimize withholding tax leakage. Where withholding tax is non-recoverable, basically sweeping rapidly destroys value, making single entity multi-currency setups or domestic sweeping pools the only viable alternative. Then capitalization constraints. Intercompany borrowing credit through downward sweep cannot exceed regulatory incapitalization ratios or statutory interest deduction ceiling under BP Action 4, which generally restricts a net interest deduction to 10% to 30% of tax EBITDA. If an automated sweep pushes as an entity's intercompany debt beyond these metrics, tax authorities will disallow interest deductions and rigidly characterize the sweep as a constructive dividend incurring immediate tax. Section 4. Real-world case study and implementation. Enterprise profile and baseline fragmentation. Consider Nexus Industrial Technologies, a multinational manufacturing conglomerate headquartered in Chicago with annual revenues of 4.5 billion US dollar. Nexus maintains direct operating entities across three primary regulatory and operational groups. Entity US Chicago, United States dollar base, core research and development and North American sales. Experience selector intraday liquidity fluctuations, frequently utilizing a local bank credit line at SOFR 175 basis points. Entities Deutschland, Frankfurt, Euro-based primary European production facility, consistently generates stable excess operating cash flows, accumulating 80 million pounds euro in surplus cash earning. ECB deposit facility rate minus 25 basis point. Entity Singapore, Singapore US dollar, Singapore dollar base. APEC distribution group requires 45 million US dollar in rolling working capital to finance high-velocity component supply chains, currently borrowing via local short-term bilateral lines at SOFR 200 basis points. Structural solution: hybrid two-tier liquidity architecture. Nexus Corporate Treasury, partnering with its global transaction banking provider, designate and deploy two-tier hybrid liquidity framework combining domestic physical sweeping with all with an in-house bank multi-currency notional pool. Step 1. Domestic physical sweeping Tier 1. Within the United States, all regional operational sub-accounts were linked via automated end-of-day zero-balance sweeps into a centralized United States dollar master account, eliminating domestic intra-entity overdrafts. Within Germany and Greater Europe, all regional euro operational accounts were consolidated via SEPA ZDR sweeps into a central Nexus euro header account in Frankfurt. Step 2. Global cross-border notional overlay Tier 2. Because cross-border physical sweeps from Germany to Singapore will trigger immediate withholding tax complexities, intercompany loan registration, and then capitalization exposure under German law, Nexus established a multi-currency notional pool header in Singapore by a licensed treasury center, Nexus Treasury C Private Limited. The Nexus, that's well, Euro account, Nexus United States dollar account, and Nexus Singapore US dollar account were enrolled as participants in the Singapore-based corporate notional pool. Legal documentation includes a comprehensive multi-party cost warranty with German capital maintenance limitation clauses and automated intercompany guarantee pricing mechanism. Financial and operational results. Following full integration with the enterprise ERP and the bank's treasury portal via host-to-host ISO 20022 XML H2H messaging, the treasury captured immediate structural efficiencies. The enterprise achieved complete self-funding across operating subsidiaries, eliminating $60 million in extra short-term credit utilization, reclaiming over $2.3 million in annual interest, track and transaction costs, and centralizing balance sheet visibility into a real-time treasury command center. Section 5. Strategic takeaways and treasury checklist. Comparative structural metrics. When evaluating whether to deploy physical cash sweeping or notional pooling, corporate banking relationship manager and corporate treasurers must evaluate 5 daily decisive operational dimension. The 5-point corporate liquidity implementation checklist. Before deploying institutional cash management products, corporate leadership must execute a comprehensive feasibility audit, jurisdictional exchange control screening, classify every operating entity's geographic into open currency or restricted currency, China, India, Brazil, Indonesia, open currency, United States, United Kingdom, Eurozone, and Singapore. Restrict cross-border bicycle sweeps exclusively to open corridors. Deploy local list domestic sweeping or structured cross-border intercompany lending works for restricted jurisdiction. Corporate benefit and board resolution validation. Review all subsidiary articles of incorporation. Ensure board resolution explicitly approve joint and several cross guarantees, documenting clear corporate economic benefit, lower group borrowing costs, access to centralized group liquidity. In corporate formal capital maintenance limitation language for civil law subsidiaries. Tax and transfer pricing architecture. Establish an automated transfer pricing interest engine linked to reference benchmark SOFR, Euribor, SORA plus credit spread matrix alignment with OECD guidelines. Verify bilateral double taxation treaties to prevent unrecoverable withholding tax leakage on interest or guarantee flows. Bank credit line and set of due diligence. Negotiate standard rate of set of language with the cash management bank to satisfy IAS 2032 balance sheet netting criteria preventing balance sheet inflation for both the banks and the enterprise. ERP and treasury management system integration. Configure virtual accounts in-house bank ledgers and automated bank statement processing. 9940 to automate intercompany current accounting withhold manual intervention. Episode conclusion and preview. Optimizing global enterprise cash is a balance sheet imperative by mastering the legal, structural, and tax nuance of bicycle sweeping and national pooling. Corporate research convert either cash into strategic operational resilience. Next, we will break down balance sheet commitments, credit underwriting, counterparty risk mitigation, and real-world cross-border structuring. See you next time in the next video on my YouTube channel.